but we haven't seen him for like 6 or 7 months because Henry had started back doing drugs. He was dealing with mental issues.
Pastor Andre Guy Reed says his one-armed friend Henry Ringo was in a desperate place. Monday, the pastor got a call from the FBI about the Tri-State Bank robbery. The pastor served time in jail with Henry for armed robbery himself. He says Henry lost his arm in a robbery when he was shot by a clerk. The pastor changed his life after that, so he did what he could to help. Pastor Guy Reed says the only reason that police couldn't find him is because they were looking for a one-armed man. He says that Henry had gotten a jacket, taken the sleeve and stuck it in his pocket to make it appear as if he had 2 arms. So when he saw Henry Wednesday, he took matters into his own hands. The pastor said he knew Henry had most likely run out of money again, and it was time for him to be off the streets.
I said, Henry, I'm your friend. I said, I'm not finna just drive up on the police and say, hey, he's in my car. No, I'm not going to do that. I said, but it would be best for you to turn yourself in, man, and get you some help.
He gave Henry 15 minutes and $5 to go make up his mind. The pastor was about to leave him when
he got in the car with me, and I talked to him, and we prayed, and I drove down to the North Precinct, and I turned him in. Pastor
Guy Reed says he turned Henry in to keep him and the community safe, hoping that this time he could change his life behind bars like he did. Candace McCowan, WREG News Channel 3.
Henry Ringo was charged with aggravated robbery Wednesday. No bond or court date has been set for him at this time.
Action News 5's Jason Miles is live tonight from 201 Poplar with the story. Jason?
Joe, the church pastor tells me he had no choice. Police needed his help, and in many ways, so did this one-armed suspect with whom the pastor actually once served prison time.
When they said FBI robbery division, I don't know, this is not a joke.
From a pew inside the sanctuary of his small North Memphis church,
I've known him about 40 years.
Pastor Andre Guy Reed recalls how he talked Henry Ringo into turning himself in.
You know, I said, man, for what you did wrong, here's your chance to do something right.
Ringo, who lost his left arm to a shotgun blast years ago, was wanted for robbing this Tri-State Bank branch on North Hollywood Monday afternoon. Police contacted the pastor after learning of their relationship.
As a pastor, even though he's done something wrong, that's one of my members. That's one of my sheep.
But he says he knew what you-know-who would want him to do, and he found Ringo walking down this street not far from the bank 48 hours after the robbery.
The pastor says Ringo avoided arrest for more than 2 days by stuffing his coat sleeve into the pocket, so it appeared he still had 2 arms.
He was finally able to talk Ringo into a ride to the nearest precinct.
More than likely, he's going to spend the rest of his life in the penitentiary.
A place he's been before. In fact, the pastor says he even did time with Ringo for armed robbery back in the 80s. He learned his lesson.
When I let people alone, I let people's stuff alone, the police left me alone.
Unfortunately, his one-armed friend fell back into a life of crime.
I thank God that he made a decision. This time I do the right thing.
And the pastor wanted to put reward money to good use over at the church, but he was told he did not qualify because he turned Ringo in and did not call in the tip. Reporting live from 201 Poplar, Jason Miles, Action News 5.